Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet. Today is Saturday. It is high noon. What is the date? It is Saturday the 13th of June. Happy to see you all. Glad you're here. If you are watching in archive on Facebook or on YouTube, thank you for being here. This is a new feature. I just started it last week. It is the Saturday Psychic Sampler. So let me say hi to a couple people coming in. Lisa, Elizabeth, Neil, I'm glad to see you. So this is what's going to happen. See, Lisa's on it. She knows exactly what to do. We will get to you, yes. So we do a number of features throughout the week. And if you're watching an archive, I'm not going to be able to answer your questions. Or even if you're here in the group just listening. If you hear something that I say that does resonate for you, even if it's not a reading for you, you can take it as a message for you because that's how this group stuff works. So I don't have a lot of time today. I'm going to get to as many people as I can. I thank you for hanging in with me. And what we're doing today, this is the special Saturday thing. It's got to be a specific question. We're not looking for messages from the universe. We don't have a set question that goes along with the day the way we do on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I need a specific question. So type in your question. I'm going to get to as many people as I can. I just want to remind you that tomorrow, Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I am doing a live broadcast on my YouTube channel, Christiana Gaudet on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you join us tomorrow at 3. It's an hour and a half tarot meetup. We'll be sharing some readings and doing some informal workshop kind of stuff. So bring your tarot decks and join us tomorrow. And I see you're coming in with your questions. So let's get those cards heated up and let's see what we got going on. Okay, very good. Starting with Lisa Bruno Mazzone. Fires in Arizona. Does my mom have to evacuate? Okay, teachable moment. Obviously, we listen to, more than we listen to our readers in a situation like this. We're going to listen to the officials. If the officials tell her to evacuate, of course she must. So, but let's take a look and let's see what we see here. Evacuation is going to be hard on your mom. She would, I think, really prefer not to. Should she, though? Should she evacuate before the order is given? Honestly, here's what I'm going to say. When we look at your mother's home, my best guess is she will not lose her home, that she'll be okay. And I also feel like she's not going to want to evacuate. But what I'm going to say, feeling a little counterintuitive, but I'm going to say it anyway, I think she should evacuate before the orders come. And even though I don't think anything bad's going to happen to her, obviously bad things are happening to a lot of people there. I think she'll be fine. I think her home will be fine. But I think she should evacuate because at the end of the day, even though she doesn't realize it, it will be better for her peace of mind and for everyone else's peace of mind. Rather than sitting there and wondering if she's going to have to, it's better for her just to go. It'll be fine though. Okay, now, thank you everyone for being here. I'm so happy to see you all. Hey, Laura, thanks for being at the library thing last night. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, very good, very good. Teresa, and I'm just going for these specific questions. So if I already have you trained during the weekday to just ask for a card, I'm skipping right by you. And I'm asking you to put your specific questions in because it's Saturday and that's what we do on Saturday. I know it's hard to keep up with. I apologize, but play with me. We're having fun. Okay. And so the next question that I see is for Teresa. Should I read cards for others? And if so, am I ready? I love how you put that question because, the first part is at some point in your life, should you consider being a reader for others? And then, am I ready now? So the first part of the question, should you consider reading for others? And the answer is you certainly have the skill and the nurturing spirit for it, Teresa, but you also have a hard time getting out of your own head. If you can put your own stuff to the side and read for others without bias, without taking on their issues in a way that hurts you, then yes. But those are two big ifs and two things that you're going to have to be working on. Now, are you ready to do that at this time? In terms of your skill, we're always developing our skills, right? Always. But I think you really do have some good skills and should continue to work on developing them. I think you need to be working on some of these sort of energy protective skills. But if you work on that hard, I think very soon you would be ready. Okay. D, nice to see you here. Will I find the new place I'm moving into for about a year satisfactory? I love the way you put that. Satisfactory. It doesn't have to be awesome. It doesn't have to be great. I don't have to love it. It just has to be satisfactory for a year. And the answer is yes, it'll be fine. It won't be great, but it will be exactly as you put it, satisfactory. What can you do to get the most out of this year? Really, recognize that a lot of your life, D, is in service. It's in service to your daughter, your granddaughter, to those that you do astrology for, and focus on that and focus on finding joy in that service. Okay, quick reminder here, we're not doing cards in the way that we normally do here. I need your specific questions. What specific question would you like to ask? I'm going to get to as many people as I can, but only specific questions today because that's what we do on Saturday. Okay. Lavana, what should I be doing now? Queen of Cups, healing your heart, nurturing your heart, sharing love with others, whatever that means to you. Sophie, my question is, what do I need to know about my next phase in life? Same thing you've needed to know all along and keep refusing to do, which is to have confidence in yourself, be secure in yourself, know your strength, and move forward in that place of strength. This is, I think, has been a struggle for you all along. Know that you are fine, know that you will be fine, know that you have value. Move in confidence. Okay, Veronica, when should I start looking for a job? Honestly, I'm going to say ASAP. It may take a minute, but you might as well start looking for it right now. If you look for it now, it will manifest. Not immediately, but it will manifest and it will be a good thing. Okay, Katie, nice to see you. Katie, I want you to teach me how to pronounce your last name. If you could give me a phonetic on it, that I would appreciate it because it looks really pretty, but I'm not quite sure how to say it. So, how will this launch go? I feel like there's more you need to do. That to launch and really get the word out, it might be more money in advertising. It might be advertising in more venues. It might be sprucing up some of your graphics, but I feel like there's something more you need to do to make this launch as good as it could be. Okay, Dawn Johnson, will I move house this year? I'm not sure. I feel like If it is this year, maybe it is toward the end of the year, or maybe it's the beginning of next year. I think it's eventually going to happen, but it doesn't seem really quick or even necessarily very necessary right this minute. Hey, Kathy Lipinski, my good friend. Will a close friend that recently ghosted me come back? Yes, but the question is, do you want this person back? That's going to be up to you. I think the friend will. You'll have to decide how you want to handle that. Neil Quatrano, here's your question. How is the business looking? I feel like you are getting more of a handle on it. There's been a lot of changes for a lot of different reasons. It's COVID, it's the way the billing's handled, it's changes in financing structure, it's changes in staff. You've had a lot, and it's been feeling so heavy and so hard for so long, Neil. But don't you feel like there's sort of a light shining here, that things are actually starting to get better and make sense, and that you can focus again simply on the good work you're doing? I feel like that's happening. Okay. Oh, and Kathy, should you reach out? Better question. Oh. I don't know, man. I'm back to my original question. Are you sure you want to? And Neil says, yes, light at the end of the tunnel seems to be shining. Probably not an oncoming train. Hallelujah. Sometimes, and you've been getting these messages. Neil is one of our most faithful viewers here. And for the longest time, he's been getting these messages. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. And now we're starting to see that things are going well for him, or better. So that's great. Okay, Michelle Flores, so nice to see you. Am I ready for a new relationship? I think you've been working on your healing from the past, and that's a good thing. You also need to work on trust issues, communication issues, and boundary issues. But you know what? We work on those things within a relationship. And so the question is, really, are you ready to choose a good relationship, or are you ready to take just whatever comes down the road? Are you ready to say no to the wrong relationship? And I think you are. I think it's okay to be open. I think it's okay to try to move forward. Just remember that if it's not going your way, you got to vamoose quickly. And if, you're going to have to work on, we are always working on our relationship skills one with another, aren't we? And so there's never a time that any of us gets an A+ in relationship, because relationship is the most valuable and most difficult thing we ever do in life. So that said, yes, you're ready, but those things, communication, trust, boundaries, getting rid of things that don't work, you're always going to have to be working on that. As are we all, quite frankly. Okay, Elizabeth. What is going to be the outcome for my husband with what has been going on at work this weekend? Yeah, that's a clear question. It's a very tough thing that he's going through. It's going to be okay for him, though. It will be. It'll be hard. It'll be draining, but it'll be okay for him. Okay, very good. Veronica, what should I start looking for in a new job? And thank you, folks. I'll get to that in just 1 minute. Let me just say, I see your feedback coming in. I see your kind words. I thank you so much for that. I'm not going to read all of it aloud because I got limited time and I'm trying to get to these questions. But I want you to know I see it. I go back to it and look at it, and I thank you so much. Okay. Veronica. Didn't we already do you? Or are you the second person asking about looking for a new job? Yeah, no, we already did you. Okay. Sonia, will things get better in my home? Things will get better in your home with better boundaries, better communication, and better respect. And if those things can't happen, things will get better in your home because you will change situations radically. And I'm not saying you'll have to do that, but that's on the table. You may need to. Okay. Pamela, what is my block to being disciplined and motivated to build business, and the best way to navigate through the blocks? What if, I haven't even pulled any cards, I just have a question. What if you're doing the best that you can and you're doing fine, and the biggest problem is that you're hard on yourself, believing you should be doing better rather than just celebrating what you're doing? Just a thought, because this is one of those questions that comes in already with a bias, that comes in already with the idea of there's something wrong with me. And this is a teachable moment for you taroists. And Pamela, I know you are a taroist. Because very often people will come to us with these questions that include an assumption. My favorite example of this is, why does my boss hate me? Well, we can't do that reading. We need to go back and say, how does your boss really feel about you? Because that's your perception. And we can't read on perceptions. We have to read on reality. So I invite you, Pamela, to sort of switch up on your reality here, on your perceptions, and maybe congratulate yourself for the good things that you're doing. The question really is, why are you feeling frustration? You're feeling frustration because it's a long process. It's a long process. And when you say, I'm not doing the work, I feel the block. You know, I don't know, man. I want to suggest a whole new thing. I want to suggest that you try things differently. That every time you do something good toward moving your business forward, you congratulate yourself and say, yeah, that's great. And everything else, just don't even worry about it. Just let it go. Don't even focus on it. And try that for a couple of weeks. What if this thing you call a block is really your own negativity, your own fear towards yourself? What if you fear your success and your failure in equal measure? And that just turns into a whole tangled knot that keeps you from moving forward. And what if you just celebrated every single thing that you do? And if you're not doing something, say, I'll do it tomorrow. And get rid of all of that anxious self-talk about what you're not accomplishing, and focus instead on what you are accomplishing. It's an interesting thing to try to do, but I wonder what would happen if you did. If everything you did around business and building yourself up here was just surrounded with self-love. And just let that be, I resist the idea that there is some sort of internal thing keeping you from moving forward other than your own fear, which we all have. So try that and see what happens. Let's not make you the villain in this story. Okay. Carol, I always take a week's trip with my sisters every year. What do the cards say about traveling in August? We're all seniors. Should we skip this year? Yes, you should skip this year. Yes. And Pamela, I think a lot of us were really identifying with Pamela's questions. So thank you for your vulnerability there. Thank you for sharing something that I think we all feel and we all deal with. And so now you've come back with, it is fear, but how do you deal with the fear? And I'm going to let you double dip and play with that, even though you didn't really ask to double dip. I'm going to double dip you. Because this is everybody's story, not just yours. Every single person who is successful doing their own thing has had to go through exactly what Pamela is going through, and goes through it repeatedly. I know. I know because I go through it too. We all do. So what do you do with that fear of failure, fear of success? all of that. You know, it comes up in the cards, but it's also something I've experienced in my own life. Eventually, the fear of, what if I never tried? What if I go through my whole life and never try? The fear of that becomes greater than the fear of anything else. And I'll tell you, for me, it started when this gray hair started coming up. I'm like, okay, I am running out of time here. So my fear of not having enough time to do everything I wanted to do overtook my fear of success, failure, whatever. Maybe try that. The cards basically confirm that as a good idea, and it worked for me. But, we're all with you on this. We are all dealing with this. Okay. Arlette, why am I not booking clients for photography, and how do I change this? I think you have not inspired their trust. I think you have to do more in your marketing to show how good you are and to inspire their trust in you. Okay, TK. Will I get my Canada PR by August? Yes, I believe you will. Skinning your teeth, but yes, I believe you will. Leisha, will I meet a special someone? You've been waiting a long time for that. And the answer is you want it, but you don't want it. You're kind of defensive and afraid of it. I do feel like it'll happen. I really do. But I feel like there's some work you have to do about really being open to it. Okay, Joe Bethune, so nice to see you. 2 past loves have been in touch this past week. Which one will I go for? Are you sure you want either of them? I mean, one does show up as a little better than the other. But, this revisiting of the past, we got a lot of retrograde stuff going on right now. There's like 1 million planets in retrograde. And we're gearing up this week for Mercury retrograde. We've had Venus retrograde, which is all about past loves and all of that. I want to say, one is obviously better than the other. But I don't know, man. If you do, it's just dipping into the old pool. It's not bringing anything forward. I would say be more open to the future. Okay. John, didn't we already handle your house move question? I believe that we did, and the answer was maybe toward the end of the year, beginning of next year. Oh, you carry. Oh, you carry? Katie? Katie, oh, you carry? Am I saying that right? Let me know. It's so pretty. I want to be able to say it right. Okay. Arjun, please tell me about soulmate boyfriend. When will I meet him? I can already tell you it's no one you already know. And I think you will meet a better one within the next 10 months or so. Annalima, I would love to know what will be the biggest change in my life this year. There may be a change in where you live. There may be a change in some relationship stuff and a change in your ability to communicate with passion. I just said passion, but I meant compassion, but maybe both. To communicate your passions and to communicate with compassion. Okay, very good. Oh, and a question, Neil's question for daughter Julia. Is she going to get the job she's interviewing for? She has a very good chance of it, yes. Okay, Joanne Keeler, new job. I would say yes, a new job soon. You may not like it very well, but at least it will be a paycheck. Patricia Lynn is my daughter's boyfriend. Good for her. Yes and no. There's ways yes, there's ways no. As a mother, I can see why you question it. But I'll tell you what, I don't think this is Mr. Right. I think it's Mr. Right now. Teresa Gibson, is this the year that I will meet someone special and have a lasting relationship? I think there's some healing from the past you really have to do there. However, I do think it is possible, especially toward the end of the year. Okay. Claire Carter, how can I stop procrastinating? By making better friends with yourself and giving yourself time to do the things you want to do as well as time to do the things you think you need to do and figure out what you really need to do versus what you think you need to do. And much like a bunch of us in this room right now, stop being so hard on yourself. Okay. Angela, and Angela is going to be the last person I'm able to get to today. I thank you guys so much for being here. If I missed you, I am sorry. But join us tomorrow on YouTube, 3 p.m., my channel, Christiana Gaudet. We'll be doing readings there too, so you'll have another chance. And we'll also be doing a tarot workshop. Okay, Angela Marie Peavy, where does my intuitive strength lie? In your ability to communicate with those in spirit and with ancestors, and also psychometry, your ability to feel stuff about a place or about an object. Pamela says, stop being so hard on yourself should be a newsletter topic. God, I love you right now. I've been thinking, because I write my newsletter usually over the weekend, and I've been like, oh, what's it going to be about? I like it. Stop being so hard on yourself. Okay, I may change the title a little bit, but that's going to be the topic this week. Thank you so very much for that. You inspire me. I really appreciate it. Folks, thank you all. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're in daylight time. 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. YouTube, Christiana Gaudet. It is our tarot meetup and informal workshop. I'll look forward to seeing you there.